Writing the basic business letter, part of a business letter. Sender's address usually is included in a letterhead. If you're not using letterhead, include the sender's address at the top of the letter one line above the date. Don't write the sender's name or title, as it is included in the letter closings. Include only the street address, city, and zip code. Date. The date line is used to indicate the date the letter was written. However, if your letter is complete over a number of days, use the date it was finished in the deadline. When writing to companies within the United States, use the American date format. Write out the month, day, and year 2 inches from the top of the page. Depending which format you are using for your letter, either left justify the date or tap to the center point and type the date. In the latter case, include the sender's address in letterhead rather than left justified.
3. The recipient address on a formal letter is information that lists the full identity of the recipient of the letter. This information is usually located at the top right of the letter and includes the recipient full name, job title or title if relevant, company or institution name if applicable, full address including postal code, city, and country. On formal letters, stating the recipient's full address is important to ensure that the letter is sent to the right person or institution and can be correctly identified by the recipient. This helps ensure efficiency in business of official communication. 4. The opening greeting in a formal letter is a polite sentence or expression used to start communication with the recipient of the letter. Examples of opening greeting commonly used in formal letters include 1. To whom it may concern, 2. The recipient name, 3. Dear Sir or Madam, 4. Dear Mr. and Miss recipient name. The choice of opening salutation depends on the relationship and familiarity between the writer and the recipient of the letter, as well as the content and purpose of the letter.
Subject line include a brief and specific subject line, often in bold, to indicate the purpose of the letter. The subject line in a business letter isn't mandatory, but is highlight recommended for emails. It acts like a headline, giving a recipient a quick idea of what your letter is about and referencing whenever they open it. Body of the letter. Start the main content a line or two below the salutation. Organize your thought into paragraphs. Each paragraph should focus on a specific point. Be clear, concise, and professional in your language. The body of the business letter is the heart of your message. It's where you convey the main reason for writing. Here's a breakdown of the structure of the business letter. The body is typically divided into three parts. First, opening. Briefly introduce yourself and state the purpose of your letter. If you've had previous correspondence with the recipient, you can acknowledge that here. Second, main content. This is where you elaborate on your main points. Be clear, concise, and professional in your writing. Use bullet points or numbered lists if it helps with clarity. And the last, closing. Summarize the key points of your letter and state a call to action if necessary. This could be a request for a meeting, a follow-up phone call, or further information.
Alright everybody, in part of the end of the letter is closing. In this part we just read and the letter with a polite closing phrase such as sincerely, your truly, or best regards. Place a comma after the closing phrase. 8. Signature block. Leave a few lines for your handwritten signature. Type your full name below the signature line.
9. Enclosure or attachment notation. When referring to additional documents included with the business letter, it's crucial to use an enclosure or attachment notation. This ensures clarity and alerts the recipient to expect supplementary materials. To execute this, simply add a line below your signature block and type enclosure or attachment, followed by a brief and specific list of the documents accompanying the letter. For instance, enclosure 1. Invoice. 2. Product brochure. This practice helps the recipient identify and locate all relevant paperwork associated with the letter, fostering efficient communication. 10. Copy notation. If you distribute copies of the letter to additional recipients, it's important to include a CC notation to acknowledge this. Below the enclosure or attachment notation, type CC followed by the names of the individuals or entities receiving copies. This ensures transparency about who else is privy to the information. For example, CC Mr. John Doe, Miss Jane Smith. By including these notations, you enhance the professionalism and transparency of your business letter, aiding effective communication and collaboration among all involved parties.